Howdy, Thex.
Morning, Thex.
Good morning, Thex.
Hello, hello.
How's life over at the farm?
Getting a crop planted right now for the telethon.
I brought in some potatoes yesterday.
Alrighty, we're about 40 seconds away. Tweets are gone. Alrighty, quiet on the set. Get ready to go live.
Quiet on the set. You're listening to WRFB Radio Free Britannia, and no other freaking better place in the world than Deltona, Florida. Here you are, lunch with no other than the dynamic duo, Laz and Jack.
Please. Greetings, everybody. This
Take a
is
seat.
Laz.
Take a seat,
That's
Tex.
right.
Take a
Everybody take a seat out there.
seat. No need to grovel anymore. No need to grovel.
Okay, cue.
Welcome to another edition of Lunch with Laz and Jack. That guy over there is Laz.
And that guy over there is Jack. And welcome to the show. Today is Whacked Out Wednesday. It is Wednesday, February 8th, 2017 here inside Shroud of the Avatar. And, of course, we got some great stuff to talk about. Yesterday was the post-mortem, and they actually went a whole 2 hours yesterday in the post-mortem, which was a little unusual. It's usually an hour and a half, 90-minute session, and they go a little over, but all sorts of interesting stuff, and a couple of things we were talking about. First off, I want to just right off the top, flash sale is still ongoing till 3 o'clock.
3 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Central Standard Time today. So for those of you folks who weren't there yesterday, didn't see all this stuff, and you want to get in on some of this stuff, water items and gear are on sale. And to celebrate the new pattern cistern.
Yeah, well, I mean that means we need to really bring up the add-on store real quick, so that way we can really talk about these things. So the new pattern system with the flamberges. Are you looking for the add-on store?
I didn't have the add-on store loaded. I had
You weren't prepared?
I had the post. Jeez, come on. The add-on store is right here. It's not like it's hard to click.
I don't have the post up. I just have the add-on store. So
The money sink is real.
that's right.
yes, the money sink is real. So don't forget that I'm also selling store credit at 10 to 15% discount depending on the quantity that you buy from me.
That's right.
Who?
How much you got available?
So-
You got about $2,000 available.
About $2,000 worth.
So get your cheap credits right there. So the
Yes,
ornate
just message me on the form.
flamberge,
Flamberge.
two-handed sword.
Yeah. What's really cool about that is the discussion yesterday about if you crush it. That's right. I said crush it and you scrap it. it can actually become a pattern to where you can craft a new sword and apply that pattern to it.
And make that sword look like
I need
this
some
one.
clarification on this.
Speak
Now,
now. The questions, yes.
Yes.
We're ready for this, and of course,
Yeah.
we want to discuss some of this.
Yeah, Jack and I were going back and forth a little bit on this earlier, and I was like, what the hell does an eternal pattern mean? Does that mean I can use it 1,000 times to
It
make 1,000
does.
different swords?
No,
No, it does
it
not.
does not.
What
That's
So
where the
th-
kicker
that is
is. There's a
it
difference.
becomes a single pattern, but if you turn around and scrap that sword, that pattern will still exist.
right, and you can apply it to your sword. Now,
So
from
one sword at a time.
one sword at a time.
yes.
That's right. So if you build a kick-ass sword, and you have great stats, and you put this on there, and all of a sudden, a year later, you're beating the sword down, and you build another great one, well, you take the pattern off that one, and you put it on your new sword, and your sword still looks the same, but it's the new sword is applied. Now,
Yes.
the 6-pack are one use each, and that will allow you to just do one sword each time.
Make 6 different ones.
Right.
So do you have to scrap the sword to get the eternal pattern back, or can you just remove it?
You need to scrap the sword to get the
Ouch.
eternal
The,
pattern.
the other question is, what happens if you blow it up by enchanting it? Will you just still get the pattern
I believe the pattern should then come back, but good
you
question.
believe, but
I-
that's one where it needs to be tested because
Oh, believe me, I'll find out.
Now,
yeah.
if I understood what they said yesterday with the patterns and all that, they're also going to be applying some of these things to a lot of the founder rewards, like the stuff we're wearing. So that if apparently, if I understood this correctly, like our founder shirts, I could technically take that pattern and apply it to another shirt if I was to scrap it and to get the pattern out of it.
Get the pattern.
Now, I'm going to assume, since they said it was going to apply to all previous items, that we're talking crystal swords here as
That
well.
means that you could also get your black clockwork armor done and do all kinds of other things.
That's what I'm
potentially.
thinking. I'm thinking
Yeah.
anything that was a pledge or something like like they mentioned yesterday. But they specifically did mention the founder rewards and bundled rewards, clothes, armor, and weapons and stuff in that.
So this is literally transmog.
I'm sorry?
I said this is literally transmog.
I don't know the definition of transmog.
Changing one thing into another.
Ah, well, okay.
You never
Yeah,
played
basically,
World of
I
Warcraft,
guess.
right? It's what they had in World of Warcraft, so you could keep your armor from the way you wanted it to look.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The other thing is that within that post that Star was talking about, patterns are also going to become loot.
Yes,
So
you'll be able to find
other
them
patterns
as loot.
Find patterns as loot, and he talked about like the rarity of like certain weapons being extremely rare and others not so rare.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
that'd be nice.
So I'm going to be curious to see that because, I actually have a couple secondary accounts where I have some of those founders items where I can chance that and play when it finally comes into fruition, as it may be. And again,
Just
they
give me a
mentioned that the wedding dress, wearing the wedding dress as a robe, being able to take that pattern, the implications are very far-reaching with this. And
Well, another thing too that they brought up, which I was pretty surprised by, was the fact that they're saying founder armor and royal founder armor.
that's
can
what
be
I'm.
patterned.
That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly the stuff
It's
we're
gonna be
wearing right
interesting.
now.
Yeah, that's going to be extremely interesting because as far as the founder armor being like reskinned, that just becomes one where it's like now you really don't really know whether or not someone's really going to be wearing newbie gear or not, which will actually be really funny.
Mhm.
Well, and again, that's the whole idea. Take that cloth shirt or that leather armor and change it on top of your other, and it looks like newbie armor, but it could
Well,
be
plus
some bad.
the value of that stuff would go up, right? I mean, take the Iron Maiden chemo relief auction we're doing. It's a lot of founder gear.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Now, those should all be turned into patterns if they are all scrapped and able to be skinned on top of other like items. And I think that's a pretty cool idea. And as we've seen, this community gets very creative with their clothing, even with the limited amounts of stuff we have at the moment.
But doesn't that kind of also devalue? Doesn't that kind of also devalue the pledge reward stuff that we got?
No, not really.
Depends. I don't see much call for like the founder shirts that Jack and I are wearing. I mean, you don't see people putting them up for sale, and you don't really see people going, "I want them." I've never seen people going, "Hey, I want to buy founder shirts."
Right, because they're all starter gear.
Yeah, they want the pianos, they want the thrones, they want all the other good gear, but I haven't seen any call for that clothing. So this is maybe a chance for that clothing to gain a little bit more value on the market. Who knows? That we'll just have to wait and see. Now, talking about the market, Chris blew the market wide open with a couple of announcements with what he's going to be able to do at Lua here. Coming up shortly. Do we want to talk about that, or do we want to?
Yeah. What is Lua? He kept saying that, and I didn't know what the hell he was talking about.
It's a programming language.
Yes, Lua is a programming language, and Lua is what Chris has been exploring and playing with.
And it's used extensively in World of Warcraft.
And what it allows them to do is open up information from their database to the world and share it with us so that we can aggregate it and do things like real-time stock tickers, real-time listings of what vendors have, depending on what they open up to us.
It all depends on what they open up to us as far as what can be done with it.
Chris said he can open it all. I mean, he made that comment yesterday. He could open it all, but they're not going to do that, of course. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But he said there was a way also that he could take all that and what was the word he used? He can just move that someplace else where people can access it so they weren't getting it directly off their servers is what it was, basically. But it's going to let us aggregate a lot of very valuable information, everything from stock tickers to vendor inventories to, just tracking a lot of good stuff out there. And if he really wanted to give us a list of drops in the world, which was another one we talked about, and we'll talk about that in a minute, is, he can give us a list of the rare artifacts, how many exist in the world, and have that information. I mean, all sorts of little... who killed the most sheep this week? Every little stat in the world that you could think of is possible to get through the Lua interface, apparently. And
that's awesome. Because one suggestion I had for him at one point was, why not have like certain titles that are lockable based upon your analytics? Like if you are a sheep killer, that would automatically unlock a unique title for yourself.
Well, I think they've got that locked into Steam rewards, and that's something that's back burner as well, isn't it?
They just have the Steam achievements systems partially in place. I mean, if you actually go through and look at those achievements, most of them are really useless. I mean, crafting 10,000 items. The only problem is it doesn't track recall scrolls as crafted items.
I was thinking, like, if you have, like, say you're in the mines and you've mine 10,000 silver ore in your career, all of a sudden a title would open up for you that you could use on your character that would be like super miner or whatever.
Well, that's part of the Grandmaster system, but again...
They need to do something like that as far as like differentiating titles in-game, because right now the only people that have actual titles were the people that own pledges, other than the Outlander and... what's the other title? Hospitaller.
And Chaotic and Knight. But
most people don't have those titles, and so that's where
Right,
they
but
need to.
those are earned titles as well.
Yeah.
Again, most people won't have those.
So that they need to do the earned titles in game.
Now, of course, speaking of the hospitalers, we have brought that up in some of our after meeting brainstorming sessions, where there should be different titles available for people. And I mean, it's gone as far as looking for party to just your basic services.
Yeah, like say you want to role play a farmer, and
Yes,
so give me a
exactly.
farmer title.
I'm a farmer. I'm a this. Some of that, and a lot of genetic, or generic as it may be, just mundane titles that people could use just for the role play aspect, and they're tossing it around. But I'm sure that's on the back burner. We're barreling towards 1.1. Was the comment?
Yep. Yeah. Why was Lord British? He kept on referring to it as 1.1,
and that got my curiosity up. So let's
because you would think that
1.0
would be actual official launch.
Well, see, I'm thinking we're on 1.0, build 554, and official release is going to be 1.1. Official launch. That's the only thing I can glean out of that one.
I don't know.
Yeah. I just thought it was
that he kept on talking about 1.1 release 1.1.
Yes, 1.1, and it was again
1.1, 1.1, 1.1, 57 times.
So this again just tells me Fast and Furious. They reiterated that yesterday in the post-mortem. They seem to have an excitement in the office that you can almost feel watching them talk about some of these things, especially the patterns, especially the moving platforms. Moving platforms is a hot item. I saw the excitement in Chris's eyes when he was talking about all the people who suicided trying to do certain things out there.
Well, the magic mushrooms that cast confusion.
Yeah, those things are nasty.
Yeah.
Well, if you know they're there and you see that cloud around it, then it's like you just know that approach with caution.
Yes.
Yeah, but there's some choke points. There's some choke points with those puppies on the bridges that you have to pretty much go through.
And of course, how many people went to the one place to try and jump on the airship and missed several dozen times before they realized that they just can never get on it from the airship docking point. Yeah.
There's like one safe point you can dock from.
Well, the funny part about that is I keep on trying to jump on the very front. I forget the term, the cross part that's coming off the bow.
Yeah.
I keep on trying to jump on that, and it's not the mast because the mast is in the middle.
Mast, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so... but that very front part that's sticking out, just so that way I don't have to go jumping around while it's moving around.
I had no problem. So I got up there and I took a nice view of the place. It's great just taking a visual of the whole island from up there, man. But
you do realize that Laz will never go back to Blood Bay now.
I'm aware that right. Laz is never going there. Laz is never going a lot of places.
Yeah, you'd be surprised where Laz goes.
Because Laz doesn't want someone to PK him.
Yeah.
And claim that bounty that's available.
That sweet head.
I know. Yeah. You collect Laz's head and you turn it into me, and then you get rewarded with gold.
That's right. Some partner I've got, I tell you.
Yeah. But did you hear that? The thing about the mail system coming out eventually?
They want a mail system, and got to give the guys big props for putting Doug's Chemo Relief Fund up front and at the rear, thanks to Thex. And of course, we got to thank Thex again for all the work he's doing with this.
Just a little bit of work.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
But the guys are on board. Big time, as you can see with this, and
yes,
Chris saying, "I wish I had a mail system where I could have just crafted the armor and mailed it to him." really is telling you that these guys want that system just as badly as we do. So
Yeah, he messaged me on Discord because I sent him a blast and said, "Hey, why don't you get some armor?" And he's just like, "Oh, I'd love to, but how do I get it to you?" And I'm like, "Well, we have a donation chest, or you can ping me. I'll meet you in game or whatever." And he's just like, "Oh, we need mail."
yeah, but the donation chest, he should know he can just go drop in a donation chest and it'll be safe. It ain't going nowhere.
But, I just checked this morning, still waiting.
Yep. And again, we've got that's going to be some fast and furious auctions. Otherwise, I don't know what you're going to do. You guys going to auction those after the auction if he comes in late on them?
Yeah, I mean, we'll throw them up there, and it'll always go to the Airy Fund or whatever. But I'd like to have it before the telethon.
And I gotta love Star. Gotta love Star gloating that his equipment is selling for more than Lord British is right now.
Yeah, did you notice how fast Lord British changed topics after that?
Yeah. And of course that obsidian armor, man. Star's got out there with some badass armor. Yeah, moving right along. Yeah.
But Dark Star is crushing it on there.
No discussion about Gix's panties.
Gix's panties,
Gix's panties is a hot auction there. I tell you, we'll be watching that one closely as the days go by, and we'll touch on that more in a little bit when we bring up the auction site and talk about that as well. Or should we just talk about that right now?
We can talk about it right now.
Want to go right into chemo relief fund since we're on that topic? I guess we should, huh?
We might as well.
Yeah. Currently, it is at $18,575.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Raised out of the $25,000 goal. Don't forget that is going through Friday, and that at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time is when that GoFundMe campaign is going to be stopped. All proceeds are going directly to Doug for that $25,000. Then, if you donate more than what was your question?
How many of you are going to go see Lego Batman?
Not I.
Interesting segue.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, interesting segue.
Give me a sec. Go ahead.
So that $18,575. Don't forget, if you donate $100 or more, you can participate in an auction of Iron Maiden's possessions. That is all of his possessions, from accounts all the way down to lots. And so Thex has actually gone through and inventoried almost all of it.
Yep, and I actually started moving his characters into the warehouse area where we're breaking them down, and it is a chore, let me tell you.
Oh, really?
Especially with all of his characters have like 100 hit points, so they can only carry like 50 stones, and I'm trying to move an entire bank. So I learned the hard way yesterday that on the overworld, if you're encumbered, you will just stop and you can't move.
Yes.
You want some might potions?
I had no idea.
I don't think the might potions will really help.
You should just find somebody who's got one of them rings and then just get a mule.
Offload everything and run around.
But the whole list is posted on the site, and you saw it probably already, guys. But I mean, there's things like llamas in there, barn owl decorations, upscale stables. I mean, stuff that's been expired for years that will surely be in hot demand. As well as
spotted rabbit,
a white rabbit. Yep. We have a replenish.
Would be some of the hottest items out there.
Yep. We have the world famous replenishing confetti Easter egg basket.
He's got that. That's another rare one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So there's tons of stuff there that are going to be going up to auction. So our goal is to hit the 25,000 as close as we can with the GoFundMe. But fret not, folks, because we have a backup phase 2 plan here that we're going to take him way over the top with.
Oh, absolutely.
Next, I can teleport with at least 300 stones, mostly more.
Yeah. Luckily, Majora was walking around and she saw me stuck on the map yesterday, and I was just like, I can't move and I can't destroy this stuff. And she was happy to help me carry some stuff home to Don's Keep. So, lesson learned from me on the overworld: if you are weight encumbered, you don't move.
That's right.
Yep.
I'll be happy to help.
Yeah, don't forget that if you donate $25 or more, you get the sweet cloak that Tarak Auchenshire and Thexador are wearing right now and modeling. So Tarak is dead center on my screen until he runs away.
Sitting there casting magic, practicing magic right in the middle of the damn set. And I tell you, I love these guys.
He runs away as I'm talking about the cloak. So now I no longer have them in the middle of my screen. So if you are looking for that Iron Maiden Chemo Relief Fund cloak, don't forget you can ignore the fact that I have several of them in my inventory. That is because I was helping Thex hand them out.
Mm-hmm.
So I still have.
But there's plenty of time still to donate. So everybody that's out there supporting the cause, hit people up in Zone Chat, hit people up in your guilds. Let's get over this number. We're hoping to raise $1,000 at least on our big event on Friday, which is shaping up to be huge. Jack and Laz are going to be there as the official MCs of the event. So make sure you listen on Twitch and Discord and come join us in game, play the raffle games. Make donations and have a blast.
I want to talk about that as well. As I was talking with Wolftum from Wake Up, of course, one of our DJs on WRFB, and he asked me what we were doing, whether the radio was going to be in use for Gus Ball, because he wanted to commentate on the radio. So I suggested that we use the modern wonders of technology that we have at our fingertips.
Discord?
And while we are doing our commentary in here, doing it on stream, we'll have Wolftum with us on the radio in Discord, and we'll do a multi-simulcast, and then when he's done with the commentary, he can go back to spinning the tunes on the airwaves for the party. So
that would be awesome.
But he said he wants to do the commentary, and I haven't nailed him down officially to this, but I'm nailing him down by calling him out on it on the air. So
yeah, I did wake up. I did wake up with Wolftum and Celine on Saturday. I woke up at 5:30 to get on there and talk a little bit with them about the chemo fund, and yeah, they're staunch supporters of it. So that'd be great.
Yes, they are. And did you happen to? Never mind. Should I talk about that yet?
Drop me a hint.
Were you interviewed yet?
Yes, I was.
Yep. So you missed it.
Well, I didn't know, so I didn't want to blow it if it was already if it wasn't already done. So. But yes, they do a segment every week called "Who Are You?" And was this week your segment?
Yep, that was on Saturday. So I think it broadcasted on Saturday. I think Wolftum keeps them all archived. So
they are. They're on.
They are archived on SoundCloud.
That they are. So if you missed the "Who Are Yous" and you want to see and you want to hear. All the past ones, you can go out to the Wake Up New Britannia's website and check them out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I would say too, maybe tomorrow I'll get some screenshots here to show everybody that the Deco Divas are doing an amazing job on the lot right now in Don's Keep. You should check that thing out. They are going bonkers.
Yeah, those girls. I tell you, when they get going. Especially when you loosen those purse strings a little bit, they get real happy.
They're costing me an arm and a leg in the add-on store, but it's worth it.
They ain't called Deco Divas for nothing, but you get a wonderful
That's
job.
right.
That's for sure. You get your money's worth. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. And another real quick special thank you to Sean McGinnis and the Soda Gus Ball team. He is now handling the entire first hour. He's organizing the teams and making sure everyone's where they got to be on time, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing with that. And you guys are going to be busy commentating. Yep. So special thanks to them. They are official sponsors of the telethon as well.
Oh, very cool. Very, very, very cool. So going to have a lot of fun coming up this Friday. And, of course, we'll be streaming it live for you right here on NBNN. And hopefully we'll have a Gus Ball live on the radio. Oh, that's cool.
That would be awesome.
That's spiff right over us. I love you, Spiff.
What are you talking about?
Oh, well, you got to see the replay. Spiff is like right over here in the corner doing his thing right on my screen. So his character's head is right behind us as he's doing his juggling on my screen.
I'll just make one more quick announcement, then you guys can move it right along. I've decided with the Make Thick Suffer stretch goals, I've made a couple of adjustments. I'm going to be doing the tuna fish head this Sunday. I'm bumping that up because the costume's taking a little bit of time to put together. But I have posted all of the pieces to the costume that I'm planning on buying on the forum, so you can go in there and check it out and see what I will be running.
We're gonna have to go
coconut broth.
Well, we're gonna have to look, and we'll bring that to you.
Give me your thoughts. Yeah, we can do that tomorrow.
We'll do that tomorrow. We'll bring up the list after we peruse it and get to pick on them for a little while beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Spiff, down in front. Will you with that? Thank you.
I gotta go.
Where you off to?
Okay. Be safe.
I'm going to make my monthly pilgrimage to Denny's.
Ah. What's on the menu today?
Moons over my hammy, always.
Oh, yeah.
Blackberry pancakes.
Blackberry pancakes. Very interesting. Now, you enjoy those pancakes.
Want to cure a hangover? Moon over my hammy.
Hey, it's always a good, quick bite no matter what time of the day is. That's for sure.
I can't believe Gix's panties are at $69.
Well, why not? What better?
They don't just stay there.
You know it's not going to stay there. That's right.
Well, they should stay there, but they're not going to.
Oh, there's blood in the water. The sharks have sensed the blood in the water, and the bids are going to keep going.
Yeah. There's a 4-way cat fight going on right now for that.
And remember, we've got 2 more days now. Bidding ends at 10 p.m. Central Time. Is that correct?
No. Each of the auctions were originally going to be staggered in 5-minute intervals when it was only the Dark Star collection, but each one will end at a different time now. Okay. So the Gix's little secret ends in 2 days, 9 hours, 1 minute, and 17 seconds.
Yeah, basically they're all set up to end during the telethon at some point, but we wanted to give people the option if they miss an item to be able to jump on another one.
That's correct.
Ooh, okay.
So you will have to pay attention to when some of those do expire.
Making it interesting.
That's right. That is the way to do it.
And by the way, I do have a pile of coins from Sir Frank's Mint on my desk right here that are all going to be given away at the telethon.
And how many of those coins are we going to be giving away? Do we have an answer to that now?
Yep, he sent me 15.
Very nice. Yes, I actually have a couple of those kerns right here on my desk. Which one? I got the shiny gold one.
I'm holding up the Oracle coin right now, so that way people can see that.
He's got the obsidian crowns, not the oracle coins. Or we have multiple coins.
Sorry.
It is the Kodos.
The crowns, right. These.
Yeah, the crowns. Crowns of the obsidian order.
Yes. And of course, is that the prototype?
I'm holding up the real one, not the prototype.
Yeah, no.
So make sure everyone tune in to Laz and Jack during that telethon, because they're going to have the frontline news on who's winning what and announcing that live.
That's right. We're going to be actually giving those out during the live stream, correct?
Yes,
that's the plan.
That's right. Now, of course, don't forget, if you guys want to get some stuff in, you want to get some donations in, I should ask Brill about that, too. I'm sure Brill will pony up an item or two. I just received the care package today, so including my Kodos finally. But
that'd be a good idea.
Get a couple items there. Maybe we'll throw a couple of bumper stickers or T-shirts up for auction as well, or just throw in as a prize. We shall see. You
never know what happens on live TV. Things get crazy, man.
Never know.
That's right.
Yeah.
We got Lord British craftable Warhammers that we're going to be handing out. It's going to be nuts.
Avatar TV, huh? We got to work with that. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
We got to work.
It is at your disposal.
Well, I've got some ideas, and we will be talking. Let's get past this big telethon first, and then we'll see what we can do with that concept. I think we can take that concept very far.
Yep, and then after the telethon, I'm going to take a 3-day nap, and we'll be ready to go.
You be ready to take that run?
Ready to take that run.
Alrighty. All right, what else do we want to cover today? Do we...
Well, I was hoping that Star would have answered the post Hangout questions and released that forum post, but I'm not seeing that as of yet. We do have yesterday's stand-up corner. We do have other things.
Quite a few stand-ups. Do we want to hit a stand-up today, or do we want to talk a little bit more about stuff that they were talking about? I mean, again, as I'm more curious about 1.1 than anything else, but
yeah, the 1.1 wording, I think it caught everyone off guard a little bit. Just because it's like, what's he considering 1? Is he considering this, what we're currently in 1, and release 1.1? Where is 1.1 coming in?
Yeah, we're early access as far as I know.
Now, okay, another one that now I'm thinking about it because I'm here in Shroud. They said they're not aware of any problems with the music system. Do we want to take a couple of minutes and point out some of the fallacies with the music system? And we'll send them a
problems
clip.
With the music system?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yes. And that was aside
the instruments
from the
not sounding like instruments?
Well, that was a question that was answered yesterday as well. And again, I was surprised that Chris threw out those numbers, but apparently they've got no qualms throwing all those numbers out about all those rare items. Not as many dropped over the weekend as you would have figured, but only 1,000 being out there. So,
yeah,
1,000 what?
1,000 of the rares.
Artifacts.
Ah.
Yeah, you would have thought the way the market seems to be flooded with them that there was a lot more of them out there.
Well, I could talk about that, but that you also have to remember what are the number of active players versus the number of artifacts. So if your number of active players is low and there's a seemingly low number of artifacts, but it actually becomes one where there is a lot of artifacts for the number of players that are playing the game.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the music for a little bit. Scroda, you got different instruments on you, don't you?
Well, he's playing the piano and the drums right now.
Right, I can't even hear the drums right now. Oh, there it is. Very faint in the background. But things I'm talking about, of course, is the difference in sound. If he plays that song on another instrument altogether, the volumes are totally different. And then, of course, the directionality. The directionality is killing us over here.
Well, like if I actually want to increase the volume, the panning my camera to face directly at Scroda is rather asinine.
Yes.
I don't have that issue on mine, but
you don't have it because you're the source of the sound.
When other people play either. So I don't know, it's a sound driver thing or something.
Well, if you would play a
option?
couple different instruments for us so that we could show this, but if we're not going to do that, then we'll move right along.
He is playing different instruments.
No, stop this song, get up, do another instrument. Stop, do another song on another instrument. Okay, we're not going to do that.
I have to think about which song would be equal volume.
Well, see, and therein lies the problem. Why would the songs all have to be worried about equal volume? If you built them all the same way, they should all have the same volume. Thank you. Hey,
my complaint is that, you know what? The range for that audio is extremely small. And the range of the audio, if you go into a bar and someone's playing, even if they're not mic'd up, you can actually play extremely loudly, even with acoustic instruments.
Piano
Yeah.
sounds a little louder than the organ, but maybe it's supposed to.
What's that?
Yeah.
I said the piano sounds a little louder than the organ, but
I didn't even
That
hear you
might
play
be-
the organ. Did you play the organ?
you didn't hear that?
Well, therein lies. Yeah, I mean,
Hey, bug report it.
well,
Bug.
I'm going to, but I'd like to have some video.
Oh yeah, the
Oh, yeah,
organ is much lower than the piano.
And the lute sounds not like a lute.
No, but I mean, all of that needs to
Yeah,
be
give us a-
addressed,
give us a
and it
lute
will
on
be
the same
eventually.
song.
Trying to find my lute.
Give us the loot.
Do you hear it?
Yes, piano was definitely the loudest.
Yes. Now, of
The
course,
piano's supremely loud.
I could adjust my volume up just because I don't want to blow out the background, but I mean, that's just giving you the. Now you can go back to the piano.
Thank you, Scroda.
But I mean, this is just at the base set volume that I listen at every single day so that we don't blow everybody out. I mean, and you'll be able to hear this, pretty blatantly, I guess, on the video when we replay it. And that's what I want to clip and just go, there's a problem here, guys.
Yes, but at the same time, it all needs to be documented, bug reported,
Yes. Yeah.
and then thoroughly discussed.
Is again, I think the range, I think the directional, I think all that needs to be really looked at tough. And again, he's playing a piano out in the open. The guy over the other side of the courtyard should be able to hear that, for crying out loud.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's where the range of the played instruments. I mean, in order to listen to them, you have to have your camera facing
Camera
towards
facing.
Scroda.
Yes, camera facing again. Another one is why is it tied to the camera? Same
Sound
thing.
is omnidirectional.
We've had a big stride with combat, but combat is still tied to your camera facing, and that's bad. And I just don't get why I turn my camera and I stop fighting. It just doesn't make sense.
Well, that's because they still haven't figured out that streamers like to pan their camera around to look at combat in different ways.
That's regardless.
Hey,
I'm fighting
yeah.
something, and my buddy says, "Hey, I want to turn my head for
Look
a
at
second."
this.
You're telling me I got to stop and do this and get whacked on just to turn my head and look? Come on, that's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous.
I'm aware.
Don't get whacked on.
Don't get whacked. That's right. So we do enough of our own whacking. We don't need to worry about that. All right.
Uh-oh.
What?
It's that time again.
It's that time. What time is it, Jack?
It's that time.
Is it time for the calendar?
No, it's time for us to plan to take over the world.
Well, we do that every day.
Oh, we do?
To take over the world. At least the airwaves for an hour a day. Well, several hours a day.
Several hours a day, yes.
That's right. 24 hours a day. See, we do take over the airwaves 24 hours a day. We're streaming on Twitch and YouTube 24/7, brother.
You're streaming 24/7. I'm streaming on demand.
on demand?
That's right. On demand.
I'm sorry. Your mug's up there right next to my mug every single day in those loops. We're streaming every day, brother.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So don't forget, community calendars provided to us by NBNN.info. That's right. Laz and Jack bring you the community calendar. Community calendar is a Google calendar, and it is an aggregate of a bunch of other public calendars. So if you have a public calendar and you want your events listed in the Shroud of the Avatar community calendar, just get a hold of Laz and he can get you set up as soon as he feels like it. And that way we can start reading about your events. Or if you don't have a public calendar that you want read, you can always add those events by one of the 30 people that actually have control of different community calendars. That's right. Every single one of them has access to add events to the calendar, or you can always contact Laz or Justin or a few dozen other people for inclusion in the community calendar. Community calendar, all times are Central Standard Time in the real world, but we prefer to refer to it as New Britannia time.
NBT.
That's right. Today is Wednesday, February 8th. Don't forget, SodaCon VIP tickets are still available for the October. There are 3 left, which include the all-important tour of Portalarium, led by the one and only Lord British.
And Thexador Markham.
Thexador Markham will be there, and he will discuss all
on the tour.
All of your cotton picking needs will be discussed.
Turok will be on the tour.
And Turok Arkansas will be there too.
Arkansas and Markham Farms will be well represented on the tour.
Full effect.
That's baby. Right. If you know that you will not be able to make it to SodaCon in October and you want the rare cloak, you can always make a donation for the non-attendee donation of $25, and you will receive that rare cloak. Quantities are limited on that, as well as early bird tickets are still available through whatever month that April 1st is.
April 1st, the early bird
Why
tickets.
would y'all do it on April Fool's Day?
Well,
why? It's like,
me.
yay.
Don't ask me. I didn't do that.
Yeah.
That's the fearless
and why
leader.
not wait until after taxes are due for people and they've paid those and checks and everything else? Yeah.
Well, if they didn't plan for it, we give them 3 or 4 months. You should be caught up on your credit cards from Christmas, hopefully. Yeah. I don't know.
There's only 2 things certain in life, and you know that.
That's right.
Oh, death and taxes. That's right. So today at noon, 3, 6, and midnight around the clock, there are 2 idiots that don't know what they're doing.
Yay.
On a show called Lunch with Laz and Jack on WRFB.
WRFB.
RadioFreeBritannia.com or WRFB.rocks.
Rocks.
That's right. At 4 p.m. on Avatar's Radio, we have a rebroadcast of Max Liao and Elgarian Takali's Legion of Myth. At 7 o'clock this evening on WRFB are the 70s at 7. 7:30. If you're interested in some
old school.
If you're interested in some PvP. You know what I've noticed today? There's a lack of sound effects.
That's right. That's because I don't see Sid here today.
With the proper PvP-ness.
That's right. Okay. Yeah, that was you clicking because I heard the click. Okay.
I didn't do that.
PvP tournament of the EVL Virtue League. Don't forget the more participants, the more tiers that they do have available, and you will be placed in an appropriate tier for your PvP experience. All good. At 8 o'clock this evening, you need to turn in your ether amplifiers into WRFB.
WRFB.
As DJ Eclipse Maiden takes over the airways for Unmedicated Schizophrenia, Part Una. Una.
No fucks given.
That's right. The NFG show. At 8 o'clock in-game, you need to show up to Striker Sparhawk's happy hour because he's taken over some pub somewhere and he's going to be providing drinks for everyone because the event is otherwise known as
Spend Sparhawk's Gold.
That's right, Laz's favorite event of the week because he can get virtually drunk on someone else's dime.
OPG, man. OPG.
Yeah, other people's gold.
That's right.
Are you down with OPP?
The Auchenshire Markham Farm Bar.
That's right. And the last event of the evening is going to be the Record Room on WRFB.
WRFB. Radio Free.
Playing the oldies from the 40s through the early 70s. And that's our community calendar for this Wednesday, February 8th in Shroud of the Avatar.
The 40s.
Shroud of the Avatar. Yes, well, while you may not know it,
swing music?
rock
Yeah,
and
can you
roll
name one artist from the 40s?
is Clarence Frogman Clemens.
I stand down.
We have to fact check.
Yes, don't go there. Yeah, well, see, again, being with the roots that I have, my father being a musician my whole life, literally, I've told people if it wasn't for rock and roll, I wouldn't be sitting here doing this show today, and that is the God's honest truth. My father did such a study into rock and roll. He's a walking dictionary. And believe it or not, a lot of the roots of rock and roll started back in the 1940s. And it was a lot of black R&B artists that were doing that where rock and roll really got its roots from. While people like Elvis and, that's my big one right there. I'm trying to think, Bill Haley, those guys are credited with, starting rock and roll. These guys were doing covers of what the black bands were doing R&B wise, years earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'll just touch on one little fact. If you just take the basic rock and roll blues riff, the doom, 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 he's actually gone to the Library of Congress and tracked that riff back to like 1930-something, the first time that riff was ever laid down, which is still part of the foundations for rock and roll today. So, yes, you want to talk about a wealth of knowledge, that's where you're going to find some really interesting stuff about music on the Record Room. So, enough on that topic.
It's interesting. I will say that.
It is. Sometimes it makes you want to feel like committing suicide, but other times it's pretty cheerful.
That was one show that I
it was a pretty cheery show. Sometimes music is emotional to a lot of people. A lot of people deal with that. Yeah.
We should all have a listening party for it in Blood Bay where we all just randomly fall off the bridge.
There you go.
The show drove me to it. The show drove me to jump.
And of course, Scroto with the appropriate background music. I will survive.
You gotta love some Gloria Gaynor.
That's right. All right, moving right along.
Or
We're going to
cake.
go ahead and start wrapping it up and getting out of here for today. So let's get it up on screen. Of course, NBNN is the proud sponsor of SodaCon Austin 2017. If you need to get your SodaCon swag on, contact us. If you need to find out more information, go to the SodaCon Austin website, sodaconaustin.org, and you can contact anybody there for what your needs are. But you can always direct your questions right here to us, and we'll go ahead and get your answers. And if we don't have the answers, we'll go ahead and find out what we need to get for you. But moving right along, let's see.
No guarantee those answers will be accurate, but we'll get them.
Yes, right. There's no. All right. And of course, thanks to WRFB, Radio Free Britannia, you can listen to Lunch with Laz and Jack throughout the day in repeats and catch it during your lunch hour, no matter where you are, what time of the day, what time zone you're in. Yes, I know. And of course, our newest sponsor, the Grimy Traders Auction House. GrimyTraders.com. For auctioning all your goods, you handle the auction. Sign up is free. Listing is free. Selling is free. It is a buyer's premium out at GrimyTraders.com. That trader, I'll tell you, Hockenshire and Markham Farms, proud and official sponsors of NBNN, for your wholesale cotton reagents, vegetables, ale, and more. Located conveniently in Dawn's Keep, just south of central Brittany. And of course, if you need to find your way to Dawn's Keep, don't forget Soda Map. I'll talk about that in a minute. Our friends at our home guild, the Britannia Mining Company, want you to come on down to Black Rock Cove and check out Market Road for all your material needs and mining. If you need to get anything for your crafting essentials, check out Market Road. All the vendors are equally priced, so you don't have to do any haggling, and they're located right next to the Exeter Mines for your mining convenience. Our friend Jacob White at SodaMap.com is at it again. Jacob White is off the chain. Underground maps, personalized markers where you can mark ore spawns, you can mark tree nodes, you can mark everything on your personal layered map. And we got to ask him if we can start sharing those maps or if there's a way around that. But great stuff by Jacob White, of course, introducing Soda Navigator, your mini GPS for getting around Shroud of the Avatar. Get it at sodamap.com. Of course, Relics by Rild, our good friend Ben over at Relics by Rild. Relics by Rild for all your licensed Shroud of the Avatar swag, including, let's go ahead and break it out today.
Oh, you got new stuff.
We got the new Shroud of the Avatar t-shirts.
So
we have the classic gray t-shirts.
Okay. He needed a few extra, the classic charcoal gray.
We have the Shroud of the Avatar hoodie. And this thing is beautiful.
You have the Great Oracle t-shirt. It's awesome.
We have the Shroud of the Avatar shot glass. And of course, you got the Tortoise and Hare shot glass. All this swag available at relicsbyrill.com. And if you want to save a little money on all that swag, including these beautiful Oracle coins, go to relicsbyrill.com. Use the promo code NBNN when you check out, and you can save 10% off all this great swag from relicsbyrill.com. And last but not least, our friends over at the Shroud Marketplace. We got a few minutes to talk about the auctions and the marketplace, so let's tell the good folks all about it. Shroud Marketplace for all your virtual vendable needs.
Yeah, Shroud Marketplace is the place to go buy or sell anything Shroud of the Avatar related. Now, the difference between Shroud Marketplace and most of the other marketplaces available is that each of the vendors is a different player. So this is all different players that are selling their wares, including the latest vendor, who is the Long Journey Divided, who is also selling some of their resources. But Shroud Marketplace is also a sponsor of the auction for Iron Maiden's Chemo Relief Fund. And they've donated the auction space and setting all of that up and hosting that on Shroud Marketplace. Don't forget, donate $100 for access to the exclusive auction of Maiden's accounts. All of everything is going to be there.
Now he has everything from founders.
He's Lord of the Manor down to 4 Edelmans.
Lord of the Manor down to an Edelman.
4 Edelmans.
Yes. So he does have 7 accounts, and then a bunch of houses spread out all over the place, as all kinds of different things, add-on store items that are expired. But we also have the auction for the end of the GoFundMe, which is the auction of developer crafted items.
That's right.
So you've got the Gix's Little Secret Collection, which include Gix's panties. Don't forget, there is a bidding war for those panties. Right now, current bid is $69.
$69.
I don't know where they would have thought of this number. That's right.
I mean,
$69
think of all the time you
Gix's
spent
panties.
crafting that whole outfit, and the only thing people really want is the panties.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that is hilarious, just because you've got the entire set of clothes and then an additional set of Gix's secret, and that is his panties. Don't forget, also, you've got the Dark Star collection, which is a massive collection of different weapons that are super enchanted, as well as a full set of obsidian armor.
That's right. That full set's sitting at $440 bid right now with 10 people fighting it out. So
Yes.
You still have a couple days. And again,
Where are you at, Merle?
Announced earlier is these auctions are going to be expiring throughout the telethon on Friday. So you got to be paying
different
attention
times.
to them.
Yes.
If you got something you're specifically interested in, make sure that
Yeah, and I assume you guys are going to be
covered.
covering those auctions as they're going off the map, right?
I'm hoping that I'm looking at the page and refreshing it.
That may be a major portion of what we're going to be doing during the telethon, is trying to raise those prices so that we make more money for Iron Maiden's Chemo Relief Fund. So, going to be fun, that's for sure.
And then don't forget, all of those proceeds are going to benefit Iron Maiden directly. The only thing that's coming out of that is the 3% plus 30 cents that PayPal takes out of every transaction. So all of those proceeds are going directly to Iron Maiden.
That's right.
For his chemo relief.
Absolutely wonderful cause, folks. Absolutely wonderful cause.
Yes. So Shroud Marketplace, the place to go buy or sell anything Shroud of the Avatar related. If you're interested in becoming a vendor and selling your wares out on Shroud Marketplace, you can just register for an account and then click on the vendor registration. Then you can start adding items just like Long Journey Divided did. You too can be selling your stuff.
That's
Yay!
Right. Yay!
And that means that it's time for us to actually thank the most important people around here. And that is you guys. Thank you for doing everything. We couldn't do this show without you guys, and we do it for you guys. So thank you for watching out on Twitch, YouTube, or hanging out with us on the airwaves.
We love you guys. We love this shit, and we love what we do. We love bringing it to you. We got to wrap it up for today, folks. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
And we are NBNN. Stay tuned for more shenanigans, hijinks, news, sports, entertainment, and anything else we can bring you here in Shroud of the Avatar. We'll be back tomorrow on Thursday with more here on NBNN. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you all then.
What am I doing?
We're doing this.
This show is version 1.1.
1.1. I want my 1.1.
Laz and Jack 1.1 version.
Is that the bug fix release?